Hello. This is Friday morning, April 10th, and this is College Prep Statistics. As I do most times, let's kind of review where we're at. The first 2 weeks of our absence, we did something called Phase 1, and it was some Khan Academy assignments over what we had been doing in class. Hopefully you had done those. And if you have not, if you are a late comer to getting onto the little classroom site, feel free to think you can still do those, okay? We're trying to be as flexible as possible. What I would like is contact. Just keep the contact coming, keep emails coming. That would be wonderful. Remember, we've moved on to a new system. Many people ask me, I don't have a grade. I just have some straight lines. I believe the answer is there is no cumulative grade right now. You have to look at the specific assignment and see if you have a P0, P1, or P2. P0 meaning you didn't do it at all, P1 partially done, P2 fully done. Okay, that's the grading system as we speak until we get back anyway. The next item of business is our routine. I've kind of set up a routine now where I am going to have a lesson on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And each of those days, I'll do a short lesson and go over a problem with you, and then give you one right within the video lesson, a few problems, maybe 3, 4, that go right along with what we just did. And many of you doing a great job. Anyway, you can just write it down on a piece of paper, Google Doc, anything. But if you could just email it to me. And then I've kind of worked this out that I'm going to do the lessons on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Then on Monday morning, I do the accounting as far as with Power School and so forth. Now, many of you have been very nice and have emailed different things that are going on in your life, why you did not get them in on Friday. Now, Friday's kind of an arbitrary day. It would be great if you could get it in by Friday, but by all means, even if you don't get it in, then send it in next week. Just make sure you label it well, because one thing I am having trouble with is keeping track of new assignments with old assignments. I was going to say any questions, but if you have any questions, you can get right back to me, okay? So that's kind of our routine. So this week, we've been working more on probability. And so far, this is like out of chapter 15. You don't have a book, but I'm just kind of telling you. Chapter 15 in the book. And we did the general addition rule, where you did a Venn diagram, and then you showed different probabilities through the Venn diagram. Remember, with addition or union and plus, like addition, all mean the same thing, okay? So you can add things together as long as they are disjoint, meaning no intersection. Well, this week there was intersection. That's why we did the Venn diagram. And you had to remember not to count the intersection part of the diagram twice. You subtract that out. So that was the first thing we did. Then for a couple of lessons, we've been doing the conditional probability rule, which says, it's a sort of simple principle. Whatever is given, you put on the denominator on the bottom of the fraction, and that intersection with the given, you put on top, and then you figure your percentage from there. For instance, let me think of one offhand. Try to think of something that's going on. Oh, given that you do not have electricity, what percent of people are happy? Now, I think if we were guessing, that would be a really low percentage. But we wouldn't, guys like me who have power wouldn't be counted. Only the people without power, and then the people within that category without power that are happy would go on the top, and you would figure it out. So that's an example of that. And we've done that two times in a row. We've been working with that. Today, I want to move on to the next rule, and it is the general multiplication rule. So I've been hearing my board maybe isn't real clear. So make sure you listen closely with me too. But today we are talking about the general multiplication rule, which basically says you can multiply P probability of A times the probability of B if they are independent, meaning there is no relationship between the two. Now, in this chapter, we want to look at if there is some dependence, okay? If there is some dependence. And the easiest way to do this chapter, I'm telling you, I mean, this rule is cards, deck of cards. It just shows it really well. It's not the only way. But today, I wanted to try to do something a little different, not do cards all the time. So there was a problem in the book that really kind of was very appropriate for this morning. And it's called batteries. And guess what with batteries? This happens, the power doesn't go out very often. But when it does, it seems like all the batteries are dead. And all the flashlights that have batteries are all dead. And that is a real bummer and it makes me mad. I don't know if it makes you mad. So today, our lesson is going to revolve around a junk drawer of batteries, and certain amount of them are going to be alive and certain amount of them are going to be dead. So let me look here, and it says there is a dozen batteries, 12 batteries. Actually, I'm going to get rid of this part right here. There are 12 batteries in the junk drawer. And of those batteries, 5 of them are dead. 5 are dead. 7 are alive. Okay, so that's the backdrop of our problem. I just thought of something as I was sitting here. I made a mistake earlier this week, and I believe I put a AP statistics problem in your slot. So I apologize for that. I wasn't expecting you to do it. If you hear anything, I always try to say the name of the class before I get started. And if it's not your class, then you shouldn't have to do it. If you want to do it and give it a try, you can. Maybe you find these videos very exciting. I'm hoping so. Remember, I told you I wanted to be a comic in class, but I don't know how many people think it's very funny. But anyway, if you do, you can let me know that through video, or you can send me a video. I've figured out how to do this YouTube thing. Guess what? What do you think the probability that I thought I would be teaching on YouTube is? My answer would be probably about 1,000,000 to 1,000,000 to 1, but you never know what's going to happen in this world. So keep that in mind about probability. So back to our problem. We have 5 dead batteries, 7 alive batteries. And guess what? Rats, the power has gone out. Ugh, I hate it. I hate it. I have a generator now. I didn't used to have a generator, and then it was really awful. So I am reaching in, and I am going to say this. This is my first question. It takes me 3 batteries to find an alive battery, okay? I have to reach in there 3 times. But the key to this chapter